So hello, I'm Blair Fisher, and I'm going to be doing my role play today about rational emotive behavior therapy, which is focusing on turning irrational self-talk into rational self-talk by talking about how our thoughts form our feelings, or how our feelings come from our thoughts. And this will be a beginning stage group for children who have explosive anger behaviors and exhibit negative behaviors because of their anger issues in school. So this will be taking place in a school setting. Hi everybody, my name is Miss Blair. Today we are here today to kind of talk about things that make us angry and how we react to those things that make us angry sometimes, because that happens a lot in life. Before we get started, would you guys mind introducing yourselves to each other? So I just introduced myself, so if you guys would.
Yes, I'm Sophie.
I'm Linda.
So it's so nice to meet you, Sophie and Linda. I'm happy that you're here today. Can you guys kind of say for a second why you think that you're here in this group today?
I get mad a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I get really mad
Mm-hmm.
and very angry.
Yeah, that makes total sense. There's a lot of things that happen throughout the day that we can't control, and it makes sense that it would make you angry sometimes. All right, thank you for your honesty.
People piss me off.
I get that. And so Linda, I'm going to stop for a second. And so it's my bad, but I'm going to go through and kind of state some rules for our group really quick before we go forward. Thank you for sharing first off. I appreciate your honesty. And I get that. People are doing a lot all the time. And sometimes we don't agree with them. And it makes sense that it would make you angry. So thank you for sharing that. But some rules for the group is that while we're here, I'd like for us to keep our language respectful. And so let's not use curse words while we're here, just have respect to the school's rules. Also, while we're listening to other people, let's wait until they finish and asking permission before we say something in response, just so that way we give everybody their space to talk, okay? And let's be respectful and understand that we might have different opinions and different experiences, but there's nothing wrong with that. We're all different, and that's more than fine, okay? Okay. So could you explain some more about how you get frustrated with people, Linda?
When I just don't get what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I think people should understand when I'm mad and to not mess with me anymore.
I get that. Sometimes you need space when people make you upset. And that's something that we'll talk about in this group as well, is like what we need when we feel like we're getting angry. So before we start, I want to do a little activity to kind of get us to warm up to each other since it's our first session. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pass around this beach ball. And so this may seem kind of silly, but it's a good way for us to kind of get to know each other. And so I'm going to pass it to one of you guys, and whatever your thumb lands on, or whatever your left thumb lands near, you're going to read the question out loud and you're going to answer it, okay? So I'm going to toss it to you, Linda.
What is your favorite game to play? Duck, duck, goose.
Duck, duck, goose. I like playing that as well. I'm kind of slow, so I don't like being the duck that much, but it is a fun game to play.
I like when people fall.
You like to watch people fall?
Yes.
You think it's funny sometimes?
Yes, it makes me happy.
It makes you happy when people fall.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Okay.
That is kind of funny.
That is kind of funny. Do you ever help them up when they fall?
I ain't thinking about that.
Yeah. We could definitely do that. I understand. Sometimes when I watch people fall or get hit in the head sometimes, the first thing I think of, oh my gosh, that's so funny. But I try to stop myself and help them first, so that way I can see if they're hurt or if they need help, and then I can go get somebody to help them. So, but thank you for sharing that. I too have I react the same way. So if you want to pass it to Sophie.
What is your favorite TV show? I really like, let me think, Recess.
You like a recess? What do you like to do at recess?
No, the show Recess.
Oh, the show Recess.
Remember
Okay.
that one?
Oh my gosh, I do remember Recess. Yes, that was one of my favorites. I do. Okay.
I like it because they play on the playground.
Mm-hmm.
That's really fun.
And that was my favorite part of school when I was your age. So that's awesome.
And they get away with stuff.
You
They-
get away with stuff. Oh, they get away with stuff in the TV show?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
they're kind of bad kids sometimes.
What makes you think that they're bad?
Well, they like to stir up trouble.
Like to stir trouble.
Sometimes I like to do that too.
I understand. It's interesting to see what will happen when you do that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for sharing that. You'll pass it to me? Okay. It says, what is your favorite food? My favorite food is chicken nuggets. Yeah, I see that you don't like that, Linda. What's your favorite food?
Hot wings.
Hot wings. I like hot wings too. All right. So today we're kind of be talking about things that make us angry and how you feel about that, okay? And so the first thing when we're thinking about these situations that make us angry, I want you to talk about how you feel about them or what you think about them. So like, for example, if y'all go ahead and pick up your dry erase boards, this next part we're gonna kind of use for that. So first, let's start out and everybody draw an A on the side of their board like I did right here. All right, and so I want you to think in your head silently about something recently or something that maybe happens a lot to you that makes you angry. Something that happens and maybe you get angry and you yell, or maybe you lash out at other people by saying mean things. So just what's something that happens that you automatically get angry at? So stop, take a second to yourselves and think about that. And you can let me know when you're ready if you put your marker down on your board. All right, so would either one of you be willing to share the thing that makes you angry that happens sometimes?
I will.
Okay, Sophie.
Kids cut me in the lunch line all the time.
Okay, that would be something that would definitely make me upset as well.
They just go right in front of me and they act like I wasn't waiting first.
And so what do you think about that? What are you thinking about these people that cut you in line? Or what do you think they're thinking about you?
I think they think they're better than me.
Okay.
And they get to go first because they're better than me. They're taller than me, they're bigger than me, and they want to go first.
Okay. All right. Linda, can you share your event that makes you angry?
I said when my siblings eat my food for school.
When they eat your food at school or before you go to school?
Before and at.
Okay. That would make me angry too. When I don't get my food, I get very hangry sometimes, which is angry because you're hungry. So I understand. Are your siblings older than you or younger than you?
Younger.
Younger than you. That's tough. That's tough. And so why do you think they are eating your food?
Because they greedy. And they think because I'm the older sibling, they can do what they want and get what they want.
Okay. So the next letter that I want you to write on your board is a B underneath that A, kind of like this. And I want you to write, so Sophie, you said that you think that the kids that cut you in line are cutting line in front of you because they think that they're better than you, they're bigger than you. So I want you to write that down. You believe that they are cutting you in line because they think that they're better than you. And then Linda, I want you to write why you think that your younger siblings are eating your food because they're greedy. And what was your other reasons that you said that you think that they're eating your food?
Because they're younger and get away with stuff.
Because they're younger and they get away with stuff. And then the next thing I want you to do is write a C. Can you write a C underneath your B? Like this. And so how do you feel? From what I'm hearing from both of you is that you feel angry after this happens. So next to your C, you can put angry. What are some other feelings that you feel after these things take place? Sophie, how do you feel after people cut you in line?
I feel frustrated.
Okay, and you can put that down. And Linda, what's another thing that you feel besides angry?
Annoyed,
Annoyed.
agitated.
I
Okay.
feel that way too.
And so what I want to do, so your A is going to stay the same as we do this activity, but I want us to think about it in a different way than what we normally think about. So instead of thinking that the kids that are passing us in line think that they're better than us, or that your younger siblings think that they're younger and can get away with things and they're greedy, I want us to think about it in a different way if we can, okay? Because if we change the way that we think about it, it might change that angry feeling that we get, okay? Are you guys willing to try that with me?
I guess I'll try.
I'll do it.
I appreciate you guys being willing to do this because I know, like we said, it seems like you guys are angry a lot. So that's why we're doing this, is to try to help you feel less angry more of the time, okay? And hopefully you can use this when you're not with me too, okay? So for your B, what might be another reason that a kid might be passing you in line, Sophie, to get ahead in the lunch line that's not the reason that you put down next to your B? Why would they be rushing to the front of the line?
Maybe they're hungry?
They're hungry. And is them being hungry have anything to do with you personally?
No?
No, because it's something that they're feeling in their own body, right?
Right.
Right. So maybe we can put they are hungry underneath your original reason in B, like down here. They are hungry. Because it sounded, when you were talking about it originally, that it hurt your feelings because when they passed you, you thought that they thought that they were better than you. It's like that they were saying that you were nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you've brought up that point that they might just be hungry, that really doesn't have anything to do with you personally.
I could see that.
Yeah. And so, Linda, I want you to do the same thing that we just did with Sophie. And I know this is hard because these are your younger siblings. And I know that you spend a lot of time with them. And so there's probably other things that happen outside of this that might annoy you as well. But what could be some other reasons, do you think, that they chose your food to eat before you go to school or when you're at school?
Maybe because there's not a lot of food in them, or they actually are hungry.
So they're hungry, and so you're thinking that, do you think that it might be that they trust you as their older sibling to take care of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you take care of them a lot?
Yes, I do.
I bet you do. Do you like taking care of them and other times when they're not eating your food?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that it brings you joy. So underneath your B, if we could rewrite that maybe they're just hungry when they eat your food, and maybe they trust you because you take such good care of them. Maybe that's why they eat your food during those times. Okay. So now that we have rewritten reasons why we think these people are doing these things that normally make us angry, I want you to think about, let's say it happened again tomorrow in the lunch line, Sophie. These kids passed you again. And when they normally do, you get really angry and you get really riled up. How do you think you would feel knowing maybe they're hungry and they just want to get to their food faster? How do you think you would feel and react?
I think maybe understanding that they're cutting me in line has nothing to do with them being better than me. Maybe thinking that they might just be hungry. That I feel like I might be okay to let them go in front of me.
Yeah, and it's even okay if it still annoys you a little bit. But I think the main thing is to understand that just because they're doing that doesn't mean that they're trying to personally attack you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes there are other people in line too, so it's not just me that they're cutting in front of, so maybe it's not about me.
Yes, that's such a good point. There's other people in line as well that are experiencing the same thing. But like you said, it's not about all of y'all. In that moment, it sounds like that person's just thinking about themselves instead of attacking you. So that's a good way to think about it. Thank you for sharing that. And Linda, with your younger siblings, now that you've thought about it from the standpoint of these younger siblings look to you to take care of them, and sometimes they're hungry because maybe there's not as much food at home. How do you think you would feel now, knowing that and thinking of it in that way when that takes place? How do you think that you would react?
Probably understand the situation better and just try to figure out other ways that we can share it all in one, so I can also have something.
Yes. And also know that if you ever need extra snacks or need to get some more food, you can always come to Miss Blair's pantry. I've got lots of snacks. And also, I know little siblings eat so many snacks and eat all the food. And so if you want to ever come and grab some for your siblings, you can come to my office. You can just ask your teacher and you can come to me, okay? We can talk more about that later.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's awesome that you're understanding, and so you're able to calm yourself down more after that happened. So, like I said, you don't have to change your feelings completely. It's okay to still feel annoyed or to feel like it's kind of a burden, but just to understand that it's not always other people personally attacking you. It's just them maybe fulfilling their own needs because they're hungry or because they trust you. So I appreciate you guys working so hard and so good with me today. And next week, we'll be working on other situations and maybe some things that we can do when we get in those moments and we get really frustrated and really mad that can help us calm down. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye, Miss Blair.